Hello and welcome to GCSE Music. It's great that your son or daughter is interested in taking music as a GCSE, and hopefully this video will give you some information about the course. GCSE Music is from the OCR exam board, and here is an overview of the whole 2-year course. So we have an integrated portfolio which consists of a solo performance and a composition. That's worth 60 marks and is 30% of the course. There is a practical component which is an ensemble, so a group performance and another composition. That again is worth 60 marks and is 30% of the course. And finally, there is an exam, which is a listening and appraising exam, and there are areas of study that students will learn about in preparation for that exam. That is worth 80 marks and it is 40% of the course. So let's just have a look at each element in detail just to give you a bit more information about what would be expected during those 2 years studying music. In the integrated portfolio, students have the opportunity to develop their understanding of performance and composition through an exploration of their own instruments. They can really focus on their own instrument and their skills on their chosen instruments. And they would, focus on different styles and genres of their choosing. They would need to produce a solo performance on their own, which would need to be a couple of minutes long. And then they would also be writing their own composition. Again, that would need to be 1 to 2 minutes long. They are choosing for the composition what they want that to be about. So they will write a brief to say what they're going to write their piece of music about. This really gives them a great opportunity to focus on their skills on their chosen instrument and develop those as they go along. In the practical component, students can develop their skills and understanding of performance and composition even further. They will then complete an ensemble performance, so a performance as a group, and obviously that comes with different challenges and demands in terms of how you perform as a group. Students will also need to produce their own composition, and this will be determined by the exam board. So they will set a brief. This could be something really simple as some rhythmic phrases, some notes that the exam board might give the students, which they then need to develop and explore. It could be some words, a poem, maybe a chord sequence. It could be a short story or an image, and the students need to take that and develop a composition that links and reflects that. In the listening and appraising exam, which will be taken at the end of Year 11, there are 5 areas of study. The first one is all to do with my music, and that is linked to that integrated portfolio that the students will do at the beginning. Students are then going to study lots of music theory, so they've got a good understanding of the elements of music and how that relates to lots of different styles of music, genres and time periods. So we will look at the Concerto 3 Time. We will look at composers such as Mozart, Beethoven, Brahms, Vivaldi, and we will look at relating those to the elements of music and gaining a really good understanding so that when we listen to those pieces of music, we can pick out those key pieces of information and we understand it. We will also look at rhythms of the world, looking at styles of music such as Bhangra, Mediterranean, Eastern folk music, Greek folk music, African drumming, and rhythms of America, such as samba and salsa. Again, this will relate back to the elements of music, and students will be able to analyse that music and listen to music to be able to pick out those key concepts to answer questions in the exam. We will also look at film music, some famous composers in film music such as Hans Zimmer, John Williams, and we will look at different films and how the pieces of music have been created to reflect what is going on in the images of the film. Again, using those elements of music to reference what's happening. And then finally, students will understand and find out about conventions of pop. So we'll look at rock and roll. We'll look at rock anthems such as Queen and Bon Jovi, Guns N' Roses, pop ballads, Elton John, Bob Dylan, and some solo artists from the more recent times such as Michael Jackson, Kylie Minogue and Adele. all related to the elements of music and understanding the theory and the language of music. Just to give you an overview of what the 2 years will look like and how all those different elements are broken up over the 2 years to spread out the level of work. So in year 10, we will study My Music. That links really nicely to the solo performance and the first composition that students need to do, so that students get a really good understanding of their instrument and how that relates to different aspects of music. We will also study Area Study 5, which is Conventions of Pop, and Areas of Study 4 about film music. In Year 11, students will be completing their solo performance and their second composition, which is set by the exam board. This must be completed in Year 11 as the exam board don't set the brief for the second composition until September of Year 11. We will also be looking at Areas of Study 2, the Concerto Through Time, and Areas of Study 3, Rhythms of the World. That then gives them a really nice balanced curriculum for the whole 2 years and sets out the coursework really, really clearly so that everything can be completed. This also gives students the opportunity to develop their skills in performance, composition, listening and appraising, and build on what they've learned in Key Stage 3 in their music lessons. In order to help your son or daughter be successful if they choose to take music for Key Stage 4, I really recommend that students think about taking instrumental lessons. That can be either inside or outside of school, as this will really help them to develop their skills on their chosen instrument in preparation for the performance elements of this course. Extra support is also going to be available in the music department. That is after school every week, where students can come and practice and use the music equipment and work on their coursework if needed. Another way you can help your son or daughter is to listen to a wide range of music and talk about it a lot as a family. Perhaps listen and pick out some key things just to develop those listening and appraising skills. I hope this has been really helpful in helping you to think about what you want to do in Year 10 and 11. If you are interested or you'd like to ask me any more questions about GCSE music, please feel free to come and talk to me in our music lessons students. You can also arrange an appointment for Parents' Evening to discuss this further, or feel free to email me at the email address shown. Look forward to speaking to you soon. Thank you.